The Ovis World Slam is the taking under fair chase and ethical circumstances at least 12 of the world's wild mountain sheep. The Grand Slam of North American Rams is naturally included, but North Americans by necessity have to travel to some of the most difficult to get to parts of the world to accomplish this milestone. By the same token, it's almost imperative that those from other continents cross the oceans to get to the North American wild sheep to accomplish this feat. All in all, to take 12 of these magnificent creatures has to be considered a lifetime achievement. Tonight, we want to recognize several Grand Slam Club Ovis members who've documented with GSCO the taking of at least 12 different rams from around the world. So please hold your applause until everyone has been introduced. As your name is called, please quickly make your way to the stage. We're most pleased to welcome Antal Beck of Hungary to this year's convention and to honor him for his Ovis World Slam. Antal has some great rams in his Ovis Slam, and the first one you saw was at Altai Argali from Mongolia, taken in 2006. In 2007, Antal got an outstanding Marco Polo in Tajikistan, and you've seen that one as well. Next, we want you to see his very unusual Armenian Mouflon, which came from Iran in 2011. Check out that long left horn and unusual growth of that ram. We also just had to show you his amazing Himalayan Blue Sheep from Nepal, taken in 2011. Antal has all three tours, but we'll save those to show you later this evening when he receives his Capra World Slam Award. We want to finish up with three more trophies that Antal took from Iran, a Trans-Caspian Uriel, an Esfahan Mouflon from 2010, and a beauty of a Kerman sheep from 2011. Alex Brucker of British Columbia is a regular at these GSCO conventions. We inadvertently failed to realize he had completed his Ovis World Slam back in 2010 when he took a Dagestan Eastern Tur. Yes, he should have been recognized 2 conventions ago, but we're trying to make up for that tonight. Alex has 2 Argalis to his credit, and you see first his Gobi Argali from 2006, and next his Humi Argali from 2008. Alex got an outstanding Kolima Snow Sheep in 2008, and in 2009, Alex traveled to Iran where he took an outstanding Esfahan Mouflon and also a Kerman sheep and the Trans-Caspian Uriel. You saw Alex recognized earlier this evening for his Grand Slam completed in 2012 with a fine desert ram. He purchased that hunt at last year's GSCO auction and, as stated, actually completed his Ovis World Slam before the Grand Slam. So sorry, Alex, about missing you the last 2 years, but hopefully we have made up for it now. Donald Fedorov of Pennsylvania completed his Ovis World Slam almost 15 years ago with a European Mouflon from Spain. Our records show that Donald was up to 17 as of 2002 when he took the very difficult Dagestan Eastern Tur. Backing up a bit, it was in 1994 that he got an Afghan and a Trans-Caspian Uriel in Turkmenistan. Alden Glidden of Oregon completed his Ovis World Slam years ago, but never received recognition for it at one of our conventions. Since he's being honored this year for both his Capra World Slam and Triple Slam, we wanted to go ahead and present him with this belated Ovis World Slam Award too. Alden's done a lot of mountain hunting around the world, as will be proven by the multiple photos that you're seeing here. It was actually a red sheep and an Armenian Mouflon that completed his Ovis World Slam back in 2006. Alden also has a Grand Slam that was completed back in 1998. It's going to be a pleasure to recognize Alden again tonight for his Capra World Slam and tomorrow night for his Triple Slam. Sergei Lyapuntsov of Russia became a life member and documented his Ovis World Slam at the same time. Of the 14 sheep he documented, 6 of them were Argalis, and we picked out a couple to illustrate his slam. You've seen his beautiful Altai Argali taken in 2010 and exceptional Humi Argali taken in 2012 here. Backing up to 2008, we want to show you his Dagestan Eastern Tur and then one of his 4 snow sheep, which happens to be a Koryak from 2009. To round out Sergei's Ovis Slam, we want you to see his Blandford Uriel from Pakistan. Our next person to honor decided to travel the world to complete an Ovis World Slam before a Grand Slam. He is Darren Millman of Ohio. He did start in North America with Stone, Fanon, and Desert Rams. He then traveled to Tajikistan for Marco Polo in 2008. He added a couple of really tough ones in 2010 in Russia when he got the Kuban and Mid-Caucasian Tours. Also in 2010, he traveled to Mongolia, where he got both an outstanding Gobi and Hungai Argali. He completed his slam in Texas by taking the free-range Armenian Mouflon and Red Sheep. Sam Richardson of Washington completed his Ovis World Slam in December 2012 by taking an Armenian Mouflon from West Texas. You see him with that beautiful ram here, and check out that gray-looking GSCO cap as well. The next photo you see is of another late 2012 ram that was number 11 on his Ovis list, a Marco Polo or Humi Argali from Kyrgyzstan. Backing up a bit, we see a Chinese blue sheep Sam took in 2004. Next we show you his Okhotsk Snow Sheep from 2005, and outfitter Sergei Rudikov is in that photo with Sam. To finish up, see Sam's European Mouflon that he took in 2008. By the way, Sam completed Grand Slam number 887 back in 2000. Our next Ovis World Slam is really special, as we get to honor a father and a son. Richard Sand of Denmark completed his Ovis World Slam with the Kuban Western Tour in May 2011. Richard certainly followed in the footsteps of his father, the late Rudolf Sand. Rudolf was presented the 1976 Weatherby Award, which by necessity required many of the world's wild mountain sheep. Rudolf took over 30 in his hunting career. He took many amazing trophies, and we chose his 1982 Altai Argali to illustrate his career and to remember him. Getting back to Richard, you're going to see some really great sheep that he's taken over the years as well. He began as a very young man with a Dall sheep in 1981, and in 1982 went to Mongolia for an Altai Argali. He has a great Gansu Argali taken in China in 1991. His home country yielded an amazing free-range Mouflon in 1998. In 1999, Richard traveled back to China to get the Littledale Argali. His Esfahan Mouflon from Iran in 2005 is another of Richard's amazing Ovis trophies. And finally, please see Richard's Gobi Argali that is currently number 3 in the SCI record book. This ram earned the top Diamond Award at last year's convention Trophy Awards. It's been a pleasure to honor Richard, but also to remember his father, Rudolf. Greg Overland of Alberta, Canada completed his Ovis World Slam in 2008 with an excellent Kamchatka snow sheep from Russia. Greg has taken 5 indigenous North American rams. We want to illustrate the rest of his Ovis World Slam with Argalis. In 2001, he took his first Argali, a Gobi in Mongolia. In 2002, he got a Marco Polo. He traveled back to Mongolia in 2003 and hit the jackpot with a huge Gobi Argali and Hungai Argali. Mongolia had a particular draw for Greg, and he was back in 2004 for the majestic Altai Argali. Francisco Vizcaino of Mexico completed his Ovis World Slam in September 2010 with a beautiful European Mouflon from Croatia. Along the way, he took a beautiful Marco Polo in Tajikistan in 2003, and in 2004, he traveled to Mongolia to get the majestic Altai Argali. Of special interest is that he went to Pakistan 3 years in a row and took all 3 of that country's Urials. First was the Blandford in 2006. Next came the Punjab in 2007, and in 2008, he took the Afghan. To round out Francisco's slam, he has both a Rocky and a California Bighorn, and the difficult Dagestan Eastern Tour from Azerbaijan. Ken Wilson of Texas completed his Ovis World Slam in July 2012 by taking a Dagestan Eastern Tour in Azerbaijan. Ken has been sheep hunting for a long time, dating way back to 1983, but we'd like to show you his more recent rams that include a beautiful Marco Polo that he took in Tajikistan in 2003. He took an Armenian Mouflon in Texas in 2009 and a red sheep on that same trip. However, in 2011, he took another red sheep, this time from Iran. And to round out this Ovis World Slam tribute, we want to show you another Iranian sheep that Ken took in 2011, which is an exceptional Kerman sheep. That completes our Ovis World Slammers. Please make your way to the stage quickly. Now let's give them all one more round of applause. Many international mountain hunters have hunting in their blood to the point that they just can't stop after the milestone of the Ovis World Slam. And for those, there are additional milestones GSCO designates as the Super 20, Super 30, and yes, even the Super 40. Tonight we have a few members who've completed their Ovis World Slam Super 20 and Super 30. So please hold your applause until everyone in this group has been introduced. As your name is called, please quickly make your way to the stage. Donald Jacklin of Idaho completed his Ovis World Slam Super 20 in 2012 in a big way. That year, he took not only a Mid-Caucasian tour from Russia, but 3 Urials from Pakistan. We want to show you his Afghan Urial first. Next will be his Punjab Urial, and lastly, his Blandford Urial. Don has taken all 3 of Mongolia's Argalis, and he took them in successive years. He began in 2003 with the Gobi Argali, then the Hungai in 2004, and the Altai in 2005. To further illustrate Don's Super 20, we decided to show you his Marco Polo from 2002, and the highly desirable Trans-Caspian Urial from 2005. Look for more from Don later this evening, and even tomorrow night. It's a great pleasure to recognize Robert Castle of Colorado as having completed his Ovis World Slam Super 20. The photos you've seen here have not been of that Blandford Urial, but of some of Bob's earlier rams. Number 19 for Bob was a red sheep from West Texas, and we chose some other recent photos to represent his Super 20. For example, you'll see his Altai Argali taken in 2010, his Marco Polo taken in 2006, his Chinese Blue Sheep taken in 2005, and we'll finish up with a Mouflon he took in Spain in October 2009. Jay Link of Wisconsin completed his Ovis World Slam Super 20 by taking 2 very difficult trophies in 2012. Those are the Kuban Western Tour and Mid-Caucasian Tour. In 2011, Jay traveled to Iran and took both a red sheep and Armenian Mouflon. Actually, he already had one of each of these from West Texas. In 2010, Jay hunted in Nepal and took the highly desirable and difficult Himalayan Blue Sheep. You see Jay's trademark thumbs up with that ram. To represent the 2 Argalis Jay has from Mongolia, you see here his outstanding Gobi ram from 2003. He took the Hungai Argali in 1999. And Jay also has a Marco Polo Argali from 1997. For his 2 snow sheep, we chose his Okhotsk from 1998. By now, it should be evident that Jay has been after the world's wild sheep for several years. We just had to show you one more, which is the beautiful Trans-Caspian Urial that he took in 2000. Troy Link of Wisconsin has done a lot of sheep and goat hunting, and that's proven by his Koryak Snow Sheep taken in 2012, which completed his Ovis World Slam Super 20. He's sure taken some of the tough ones along the way, and we want to fully illustrate that fact by showing you his pair of Dagestan Eastern Tour taken in 2007, and his Mid-Caucasian Tour taken in 2003. By the way, he has the third one, the Kuban Western Tour, as well. In 2001, Troy took an Aldad Armenian Mouflon and red sheep in West Texas, and you see his red sheep here. Also in 2001, he got a very old and equally outstanding Kamchatka Snow Sheep. Within Troy's 20, he has 3 Argalis, and we want to illustrate those by showing you his 1999 Marco Polo and Altai Argali from 2000. Yes, as we stated, Troy's climbed a lot of mountains in his career. We now come to Glenn Smith of Ohio, who completed his Ovis World Slam Super 20 in 2010 with a Yakutia Snow Sheep. Matter of fact, Glenn has 4 snow sheep altogether. And we'd like to show you his 2006 Koryak and Kamchatka to further represent those. Within Glenn's 20 are 5 Argalis, including the spectacular Marco Polo, he took in 1997. To further represent his Argalis, we want to show you his Gobi and Hungai taken in 2008. Glenn didn't neglect the Turs and got a fine Dagestan in 2008. To finalize, Glenn is up to 23 on the Ovis list, and 6 of those were taken in 2010. We want to show you his California Bighorn and Red Sheep to illustrate those. Lee Anderson of Florida completed the Ovis World Slam Super 20 more than 11 years ago in 2000. He slowed down on the sheep a little after that, but did take a couple along the way, such as a Hungai Argali in 2002 and a Chinese Blue Sheep in 2003. It was really 2010 and 2011 when Lee turned on the afterburners. He took the 3 Urials of Pakistan in 2010, then in 2011 he dedicated himself to Iran. There he took 5 different rams, including the difficult-to-obtain Shiraz Mouflon. The other 4 were the Kerman and Red Sheep, and the Esfahan and Armenian Mouflons. Is Lee finished? We doubt it, because he's already talking about the Super 40. We now come to a very special gentleman, Marcial Gomez Seguera of Spain. This gentleman has done an amazing amount of mountain hunting dating all the way back to 1975. Tonight we're honoring him for his Ovis World Slam, his Ovis World Slam Super 20, and Ovis World Slam Super 30 all at the same time, simply because he registered it all at once. Most of you in the audience will recognize the species in the different photos we've chosen to illustrate Marcial's accomplishments. We do want to point out that he has 5 different Mouflons from Europe and Asia, 4 of Asia's Urials, most of Russia's huntable snow sheep, an amazing 10 Argalis, 2 of the Blue Sheep, 2 of the Turs, and even the North African Barbary sheep. Yes, this man has certainly climbed many of the world's mountains. We consider it a privilege to honor him this evening in presenting him with the Ovis World Slam Super 30 and it being represented by 3 different plaques all at once. That completes the Ovis Super 20 and Super 30 award winners. Now let's give one final round of applause for these amazing accomplishments.